Good wet Thursday morning. How are all of you? I just said good morning, and somebody already said good morning to me before I even kicked on the live feed, which I absolutely love. So many of you tell me that you grab your coffee, you grab your tea, you maybe make breakfast already, and you're sitting down and ready to go. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to cast that phone or the laptop up onto your TV. That way, everybody in the house, your family, your partner, your husband, whoever is there at the house can hear the same message that you're hearing. Instead of putting on your earbuds or instead of putting on your headphones, that the entire household is hearing positivity. They may not know what you're watching, but they are receiving the message. And that's the most important thing. I'm your host, Monica Adams, as you see on the screen, The Real Monica Adams Show. And we want you to tell everyone that we are on and that we are giving you what you need in the morning. We're going to give you the weather. We're going to give you some sports news. I'm going to give you some news you can use, which we're going to talk more about, right? I want to do a little more interaction with you today. So on this date, Thursday, April 11th, we're going back to our roots. We have since March of last year, started this show right here in my office. This is how it started. We were on a phone and it was just me and you, like we're this close talking. I asked each and every one of you what you wanted to see more on this show. You gave me topics that you wanted to discuss. And I will tell you, over the last year, one of the biggest topics that many of you struggle with is friendships. Now, understand those friendships could be within your marriage, your dating partnership. It could be within your girlfriends or your guy friends group. It can be fake friendships. It can be real. It can be fleeting friendships. It can be fair weather friends, as it says on the show today. And I know many of you have struggled with that. So we want to talk about what it takes to have a long lasting, life lasting friendship. I'm going to bring on a friend of mine that's in Canada in the next half hour. And I wanted you to see the two of us together because there are many of you that have had an opportunity to experience the two of us in our Cultivating a Vision nights. And I wanted you to see the dynamics between us, the friendship that formed 15 years ago. And it's interesting because this is what I always ask. Do you have the patience to go through a friendship and see it evolve? So she and I met back when I worked at Channel 2. We did this really cool fitness piece together. She kicked my butt with this battle bag training. Look that up. It's hard. And I still have it, by the way. I still use it with every one of my clients on a regular basis. Well, when we met, she's, by the way, never come back to St. Louis since then. So I got to get her butt back here. We met in this work setting and we kept in touch just a little bit. Like, I think we maybe wrote emails to each other. I don't know that we had each other's phone number at the time. Maybe we did, but it was just talking here and there and like, how are you doing? Hope you're doing great. And then in the last year, just like the rush of an ocean, the two of us were brought back together to come up with this vision that we wanted to provide to the world. So she has her own podcast. It's called the Thrive Podcast, and she'll talk about when she drops her episodes. And then the two of us talked about, hey, we both are in the health and wellness industry. She has been since she was 16 years old. She's in her, I think, upper 30s now. So she's been in the business almost as long as I have at a very young age. I started personal training when I was in my very early 20s and just fell in love with it. But I knew, as she did, that we wanted to go beyond just the fitness side of it, right? With the mindset of what happens when you're wanting to change the body aesthetically. But what happens with the eating issues? It all comes from here. What happens when you are doing something that is not serving you? It goes here, right into your spirit, and you start to put yourself down. How many of you, and be honest, if I was in a Cultivating a Vision night, I would be asking you to raise your hand or unmute yourself and be honest, because yes, we do talk together. It's not just Kasia and I talking and you not getting a chance to interact. You interact with us and we talk about real things that are affecting each and every one of you, either right now or they have at some point in the past, or they may be coming up for you in the future. I would ask you, how many of you have been through horrible friendships that have weighed on you and have affected you moving forward? So today in the show, I want to talk about friendships and I want you to be honest. I want you to interact in the comments because I'll be looking at those to find out how many of you are still struggling by something that happened to you in a friendship back when you were in high school or you were in college or you're going through it right now and it's affecting you from moving forward and actually doing exactly what she and I talk about, which is carving out the vision for you for your future. Okay. So we're going to talk about those levels of going through it, being willing to go through it, and to come out ahead. You're going to be on the better side of this if you allow yourself movement. so many people are stuck in the dark and they're on pause. You know, you think of watching, like right now, if you put us up on the TV and you're like, hold on, I gotta go get my coffee, gotta go get my breakfast. I'm gonna pause that for a second because you can, by the way, you can't when you're just watching. Well, I can't at least when I'm doing this live. But if you want to pause the TV and then come back to this, you can do that. Well, that's how life is. Are you on pause? Are you needing a reset? Are you reversing, rewinding, going backwards? Or is it time for you to press fast forward and get on to your life where you are truly meant to be living in the space that you're meant to be living? That's what I want to discuss today. I also am going to get a little recap for you of last night's The Share Show. How many of you got tickets and were there last night? I went, I took one of my clients who turned into a friend. I mean, this is the thing. Do you have the patience to see friendships really form? This is a woman who came into my life over a year ago, asked me to train her. Unlike a 70-year-old, she's now 71 years old, and she is a rock star. In fact, her friends and her family are all saying, "You're looking incredible." Like she said, her son said, "You're looking incredible, Mom." And she doesn't normally get that. You know, it's one thing for somebody you're involved with to say, wow, you're looking really good. But for a sibling or for a child, hey, Mom, I'm really impressed with you. Well, that's what they said. She was just in San Francisco walking the beach and they were like, I don't know how much more weight you want to lose, but you are rocking it. And that makes her feel incredible, right? Give the compliments to your friends, to your family members. Watch what happens as they blossom into the person that they were meant to be. Well, she and I met as a client trainer and really fast turned into this amazing friendship. So I took Janice last night. We had an incredible time, and I'm going to do a little recap for you of that. If you were there, please do me a favor and tell me, because there's some new people that I met that were at the show, and I said, I hope you get a chance to watch. And if you do, shout out and tell me we met last night. I will give you my review of that, and then we're going to talk about some sports. The weather, of course, is coming up in about 30 seconds. Don't go anywhere for that. And then we're talking about friendships today, and I want to hear from you.
Envita Health and Wellness, where you can feel your best both inside and out. Envita isn't your typical med spa. They're a multi-specialty medical spa and wellness center serving St. Louis and its surrounding areas. They have ketamine for mental health and pain, IV therapy, medical weight loss, and aesthetics treatments. As board-certified anesthesia providers, Envita can ensure that their advanced treatments are provided safely with minimal to no pain. So let Envita take care of you. Call 314-394-0950 to book an appointment or online envitahealthandwellness.com.
All right, welcome back. It is 7:08, and this is what I'm talking about. That beautiful woman, let me get this out of the way. I was trying to put that in real quick. She is the woman that has just truly become a fast friend and someone that I can absolutely count on. Look, every time she comes to personal train, by the way, she's always bringing treats for my dog. She brings cheese for Opus because she knows, and again, that's when you really pay attention. What is it around the person that you are becoming friends with that will really make them smile? Well, the fact that she thinks of my baby, because those are my children. I love it. So Janice, thank you for everything you've done. So last night we went to the Cher Show, the musical. It was at Stiefel Theater. And first of all, it was raining when we got there, but really started pouring as we left. And she looked at me and she's like, unlike the day that you and I went to the Fox, which I took her to the Fox for a show months ago, she was all dialed up in this pretty fur coat and in heels. And I was dressed a little bit more appropriately and for how cold it was. Well, last night it was flipped. She was dressed to walk. I evidently didn't pay attention to Beckett's forecast as much as I should have, and it was pouring. And I met these two wonderful ladies. We all walked together. We parked at Union Station, by the way. And let me tell you, they gouged us $45 for parking last night. Why? Well, because there was a Blues game. And in sports news, let me tell you, the Blues won big time against Colorado. And they're actually still in it, even though there were a lot of people saying they were out of the playoffs. They have 3 points that they need to make it into the playoffs. So they are still alive, and they've got a game against Carolina coming up, but 3 points and 3 games left. So when we talk about really being dramatic and going down the wire, I mean, come on, guys, let's solidify this. 3 games left, 3 points needed. Let's go Blues. Let's shout that loud and proud. So they could still do it. We'll be following them, of course. But the rain was crazy for all of us that were leaving the game last night, leaving the musical last night, while others were leaving the game. So that's why we got gouged. Yeah, $45. And by the way, let me talk about that in just a second. Let me give you the weather. But did you hear what happened to those poor Cardinals fans at the game last Saturday? I thank the city for coming in and swoop in to help them. But there's a story about parking and how much you have to really be aware when you are pulling into lots. Okay, we'll talk about that in just a second. As far as today, some of you might be experiencing rain where you are. It is in the upper 50s for the majority of you. Today's high, not much warmer, 64. All the rain will end though in the afternoon. We might have some isolated rain into the evening. 64, but breezy, kind of like last night. Breezy and 48. Friday, you're going to have sunshine. It'll be nice to see after what we see today. It's very gloomy, but look to the future, kind of like the friendships, look to the future. 67, breezy again, and down to 48, just like tonight. It's going to kind of mirror what we're seeing tonight. And then we get into Saturday. Are you ready for this? 83 degrees, partly sunny skies, down to 62. And there are some that are putting it all the way up to 87 on Sunday. Unseasonably warm weather this weekend. So get out, enjoy it, start making plans to be outside, whatever that looks like. 83, 87 for your Saturday and Sunday highs, 65 for a low on Sunday night. We get into next week, and let's just say plan for the possibility of throwing that umbrella in the car. There is a slight chance of rain or storm on Monday. 87 still, though, for a high. 82 with a 40% chance of rain on Tuesday and windy into the evening. And then Wednesday, a 30% chance of rain and a high of 85. So that 80 pattern is going to continue all the way through Wednesday. There's your forecast that I know that you need. Like, what the weather is happening here in St. Louis? That's the name of our segment, if you have not heard. And we are working behind the scenes to get a sponsor for our aspiring meteorologist, Beckett Moore, so he can be on with us on a regular basis. And I love the fact that we are continuing to further his future plans. He, by the way, you probably hear me say, "Good morning, my friend." And I thought about that when I came home last night, and I thought, I hope that everybody enjoys the fact that I already treat him like a colleague. He's not to me a 14-year-old kid who will be 15 in October. Not at all. But if you think about someone who would fall into a category of being his aunt, would they say friend? I do consider him a friend. I consider him a colleague. I consider him a wonderful human being who's going to provide some incredible things to our world. And I love the fact that he's part of our show. So Beckett Moore will be checking in with us again tomorrow, and we'll talk about that gorgeous sunshine heading into the weekend. But yeah, we're talking to a couple of businesses, and if they haven't signed on the dotted line yet. So if you know someone that would like to be a sponsor, as you can see here on the bottom of the screen, of that segment or any other segment, or bring our show to your business, all you have to do is email me at info@TheRealMonicaAdams.com. And a lot of people want to have clips of the show, right? And they want to look at what the show is all about. Well, the show's about positivity and inspiration and bringing you the things that you need in this world. And I want to thank Kathy Kilo Peterson for sponsoring today's segment. I mentioned yesterday that she was going to be a big sponsor of this because she has fast turned into a wonderful friend of myself, my husband. A lot of you have done just what I've asked, which I will ask right now. I want you to call that number today. And all you need to do is say, Kathy, Monica's been asking me to call and have you look at our current policy. Why would you not? I'm asking, actually, tell me how many of you have already done this and how many of you have been dragging your feet, which I don't understand. You just provide her the policy. What do you have to lose? What you have to lose is hundreds of dollars to come back into your pocket. You have to lose the old place that you were with. That's what you want to do. Kathy has been an incredible sponsor of our show. And I always ask you again, support those that support us. So 636 561 6460. Write that down, take a snapshot, whatever you need to do so that you make the call today. Don't wait any longer, because all that money that you should be saving is ticking away, that you've lost for months that you haven't made the call yet. They again can take care of supplemental life insurance, your home, of course, your auto, and then your doggies, your family, my friends right there. Show your pets some love. That's Vinny, by the way. Call the office because they can do insurance for your babies. 636 561 6460. Thank you, Kathy, for not only what you do sponsoring our show, but for being an incredible friend. All right. let's talk about Cher. And let me see the comments that are coming in. How many of you were there last night and didn't get a chance to say hi? I want to little shout out. Whoops. Why did that fire?
In
Hopefully
Vita Health and Wellness, where you can feel your best both inside and
had an absolutely incredible time. There we go. That was weird. We had an incredible time. And I'm going to say, if you get a chance to go, there is another show tonight, Stiefel Theater, the Share Show. I don't know if there was a ton of publicity about it. Maybe on the radio or the TV, if you had a chance to see it and purchase your tickets. I didn't see a lot on that, but my friend was saying that she was trying to get tickets in the orchestra section, and she and her friends couldn't. They didn't want to sit up on the balcony, so they didn't buy tickets. So I feel very honored that I was able to get some and take her because she wanted to go so bad. It was unbelievable. I mean, seriously, one of the best shows. I'll put it up there with some of the top shows I've ever watched. This was all of her music that made you go back into the past and go, oh my gosh, I remember her. Oh my gosh, I remember her doing that. And then the thing that I really loved is more so about showcasing her life and what she's been through and how she overcame. And by the way, from a celebrity standpoint, how many people tried to draw her in to doing drugs, to trying drugs, to drinking, none of that. And they kept going, well, where's your release? And she didn't. She just kept forging forward and listening to who? Her mama. She said that Georgia was her mother, that she followed her instinctual background of what her mom and her, by the way, the father left them. So it was mom bringing her up, one of her best friends growing up. And she went to Grauman's Chinese Theater. And from that point on, as a young girl, said, I want to be a star. She shortened her name to Cher from her given name. And she is the woman that we know today. Whether you like her music or you don't like her music, because my husband's like, I'm not a big Cher music fan. Take somebody else. I honestly think he missed out on one of the best shows. Even if you're not a massive Cher music fan, trust me, you will love this show. So there's tickets still available. Catherine, Ella, and Morgan are the three women who portray Cher throughout her life. So you see her as like a young teenager, and then as she grows, and then who she is today. And they kind of go back and forth saying, here, say what you never said before. And that's what I think is really cool, because in life, we need friends to check us and say, if only you could go back to that teenage girl and tell her to say this. Well, here's your opportunity. So suddenly the current Cher will switch places with the younger Cher, and you're given the opportunity. It's almost like you can go back in time. If I Can Turn Back Time is obviously one of the songs. And they say, well, if you can, well, you can. Let's do it. And so she steps into a place that would be like where we are right now. And it's like, let's go back and say those things that we feel. So many of us say that as we get older, we really go and learn how to speak our truth and speak our mind. But you're trying to teach, and I'm trying to do the same thing as we get to our teenagers and our early 20s and 30s, to tell you the things that we know now and to try to get you to know that at an earlier age. So kudos to the entire staff, but I was blown away with Catherine and Ella and Morgan, who are the three that play Cher throughout the years. So if I Can Turn Back Time, Half Breed, how many of you like that song? A Dream is a Wish Your Heart Makes. You Better Sit Down, Kid. That's a beautiful one. Da do run run run, da do run run. The Shoop Shoop song, one of my absolute favorites. Bang Bang. But I am a fan of Gypsies, Tramps, and Thieves. And if you talk to my mom, she would tell you that that's one of the very first songs I ever sang as a young girl, which is funny. I didn't know what I was singing about, but I was like 3 years old singing that at the time. The beat goes on. You, of course, got I Got You Babes. The guy who plays Sonny does a wonderful job as well. I'm a fan of Dark Lady. Love that song. And the woman who dances in that, woo, blew me away. So the dance aspect, but let's get into the costumes. There's a guy who plays Bob Mackey. The costumes, I mean, think about all the things that Cher has won over the years when she's won awards, and what she wore even in her presentations when she wasn't nominated one year. She came out and was in this incredible Bob Mackey costume. Well, kudos to all that put the costumes together for this show, because it's spot on to what we saw over the years. it's also the fact that she made the transition believing in herself and then having the chutzpah to go from singing to want to take on Broadway, to want to take on big screen and go into movies and to be nominated and then to win. I mean, how many of you had a chance to see Mask? Love that movie. Moonstruck, all that. She won, by the way, for Moonstruck. So there we go. Could I gush anymore? The Cher Show, a new musical at Stiefel Theater. Purchase your tickets for tonight's show, or trust me, you are going to regret it. There you go. Let me look at comments coming in. So we'll go back before we go forward, because that's how we have to do life sometimes. We have to take a little step backwards, take a pause, do some meditation, do some breathing, and say, where do I want to get? Well, I'm going to talk about that in 10 minutes with my dear friend, Kasia Sitarz. She's from Canada. She owns the Clinic Health and Wellness in Canada. And she and I have teamed up for 4, getting ready to do 5. And what I need to ask you, so be ready for this, open your calendars and be ready to tell me whether the Wednesday or Thursday, the dates that we're going to give you in May, are best for you, because she and I both agreed. Let's go ahead and make that live announcement today of the date that you are all wanting. We're going to do it just for you because you asked nicely. Okay. Good morning, Lisa, Kathleen, riding your bike to watch us. Great. Sean, Julie, Linda, good morning. John Zarbach. Oh my gosh, we haven't seen you in forever. I was literally just talking about BioFit the other day. Julie Fabian, I have, let's see. My sisters are like my friends, Kathy says. I love that. Okay, so Kathy says she needs a reset to fast forward. Or sometimes you need to reset just to be in the moment, right? You need to cleanse yourself. How many of you have done 3 or 5 day cleanses from an eating standpoint, from a feeling like you want to get rid of the toxins in your body, to feel a little lighter, to move forward? That's kind of like what we're talking about today. You need to reset yourself in order to find where you're supposed to be going. Compliments are welcome, Kathy says. Yes. Luann Petrie, good morning to you. Good morning. Rose says, life is short. If you can't be real with me and be a friend, or you betray me and you act like my friend, I will walk away. And she says she has. My best friend and I in high school became roommates, always excused her for treating me different in front of others than she did when we were alone. I walked away. I wish her well. Just wanted to be free of the negativity. Right. Can people just be the same? Whether you're with a couple people, whether we're with a big crowd, whether you're with your husband, your wife, whether you're with your mom or your kids, why can't you be the same in every scenario? Right? We called the show The Real Monica Adams because I just wish people could understand, if you are more authentic in life, watch how you flourish. Watch how many things come to you in life when people don't say, well, you're over here being one person and then you're over here being another person. So what I provided to you, whether I was in radio or TV all these 30 years, was the same person. I didn't try to put on some persona. The voice change might be a little bit different when we're providing news to you, but it's that authoritative standpoint that we were all taught in school. It doesn't mean that it's like, hello, I'm Monica Adams, which many people in our business did. And I was like, this isn't how you talk. This isn't how you laugh. Why are you acting like this? And it's fake. I would see so much fakeness in that industry, which is what I wanted to cleanse myself with. So when I decided January of last year I was going to walk away, it was in fact to reset. I paused for the months leading into it when we decided not to continue on. And then I smiled going, this is what you needed, a reset. You actually needed somebody to force you, God, to force you. So yes, I always bring faith into my show, force you to get uncomfortable, to start. And that was brought up, by the way, at the Share Show last night. I smacked my friend's knee and I said, I'm hearing the message through her. And she literally said, how many of you are willing to become your own brand? How many of you are willing to take that hard step and become who you were meant to become? And I just was like, that's speaking to me left and right. How many of you hear those messages and say, that's what I want for me? All right, that's what I want to hear from you. Julie Fabian, she says, Blackhawks, let's go Blues. Monica, I also believe certain people act the way they do is because of issues at home or how they were raised. I believe people have love in them somewhere. They just don't know how to change. I pray for them, but I can't let them disrespect me and make me feel less. Never let anyone make you feel less than you are. Right? Don't let them change you either. Max Harris sounds like a beautiful few days. Max, where are you watching from? I'd like to know that. Kathy says, horrible that they paid for parking when it wasn't even a parking lot. Okay, so that's what I wanted to discuss. We were mentioning gouging, $45, unbelievable, to park that far away. I mean, we had a long way to walk in heels in a little tiny umbrella, but at least I had the umbrella. But what happened to those Cardinals fans last Saturday? If you haven't heard this, it was a empty parking lot off Broadway, and they had vests on. So of course, if you're driving and you're getting excited, getting ready to go to the game, you think, well, this is somewhere I can park. They pull in, they were charged $40 to park, and they were fake. We're talking about real today. How dare you, two people or three people, or how many were there wearing the vest? They got away with thousands of dollars. And then when those people came out of the Cardinal game, paying their hard-earned money, believing that they were paying real attendance for this parking lot, they had a $30 ticket on their car. Can you believe that? I mean, how disheartening. You're trying to go and have fun with your family or with your friends or whoever you're involved with, and you come out to this ticket. So it's the levels of what goes through your mind of how ticked off you are. Well, fortunately, the city of St. Louis did step up and they're waiving the fees for that parking ticket. So they're not paying an additional $30. That's the good news. But those two people, or like I said, however many were wearing the vest and pulling people into that parking lot, shame on you. And I know we do 100 days to freedom from shame, but I'm going to put it back out there because there's nothing else to say about how what kind of a character you would have to do that to people, knowing that you're taking all that money, you're misrepresenting the city of St. Louis, makes them look bad, but then they swoop in. So they did become the hero in this. So kudos to our city administration for wiping that $30 fee away because that would have been frustrating. But yeah, how ignorant, right? I don't know if you heard that or not. Marilyn, good morning to you. Bring on the heat, Crystal Gale says. So ready for it. Good morning to you all. Who else? Good morning to you and everyone here. Dempsey, where are you watching from? Going tonight, so looking forward to the show. Marilyn, oh my gosh, let us know tomorrow what you thought of Share. And again, did you just purchase your tickets? Were you already going? How many of you are going to buy them because I just gushed over it? I'm telling you, I mean this. I will be real with you. If I thought it was just okay, I would tell you. But from the bottom of my heart, you are going to be blown away by loving all the songs, but the tonality of the voices of the three Shares, I'm a little partial to the older Share. She had an incredible voice. I mean, really, I can't gush enough, but I don't want to give too much of it away. Share is great, but I wasn't there. I wish I could see Share. Kathy, buy tickets. It's obviously not the real Share, but go tonight if you get a chance to do so. Michelle Cardosi, good morning from Colorado. And Anne, good morning. Super excited. You and Janice had a great time. Happy National Pet Day. Yes, Michelle mentioned that yesterday. Have a wonderful day. Leona, hi to you. Angie said, good morning. I love Share. All of you that are saying that, you don't want to not get tickets. Make it happen. Do the balance of life. Grab your husband, grab your boyfriend, because I will tell you the majority of what I saw in the theater last night were all couples. So great job to all the guys that love Share as well, that went last night with their wives. A lot of girlfriends there, of course. Billy Schalschmidt, good morning. I truly believe, Angie says, that friendships need to be nurtured and that friends are in your life for either a reason, a season, or a lifetime. And the ones that you nurture are the ones that you keep. Let's see. Originally, the Share Show was scheduled at the Fox, but COVID came. Oh, okay, I didn't know that because I was wondering why it went to the Steeple. I would have liked to have seen it on the Fox stage, but nice to get to the Steeple. I don't go there often. Not sure what took so long to bring it to the Lou, but only 2 nights and then at Steeple. Cher is so amazing, an incredible talent. Loved her TV show with Sunny. Yes, and they do a lot of that, by the way. The Sunny and Cher show, when it originated, when it went away, bringing it back, the two of them divorcing, coming back again, her going through another relationship, and then the younger guy that she was with. Do you remember all of that? All of that's played out, by the way. Loved her TV show with Sunny, but then by herself. Beautiful soul. Good morning, Kathy. Stephanie, good morning. My best friends are my sisters. I heard that over 100 people, yes, Julie, over 100 people paid the $40 and then got the tickets. But again, they don't have to pay the $30. So that's the great thing. Okay, talking about friendships and talking about ones that are in my life right now that I just met with maybe within the last year, 5 years. I feel very blessed. The ones that I've had my entire life. I have friendships from when I was in high school. I think if I ran into some of them from grade school, I'm sure that we would start our friendships back up. Um, but there are some people that I'm happy that are no longer in my life because they already showed how fake they are. And why would you want that? There's no reason to have that back in your life. There are friends that I've met in the last few years, and some of them had a baby. And let me bring her into the world through our love of our show. Look at that gorgeous baby and look at the smiles on the face of not only the parents, but their son. So that is Brittany and Brock Wilson. Do you remember them being on our show a handful of months ago? They were so unbelievably real. They actually, I've had them on Channel 5, on Channel 2, and then on our show here talking about their fitness side, right? It's the forced performance gym that they own, but it's the mental health that Brock has struggled through. It's the mental health that she struggled through. She was married, she had a baby, so Lucas is her son, but now the two of them just welcomed into the world that gorgeous Rickalyn is her name, and that is paying homage to his father, who, by the way, is a former St. Louis Blues player, Rick Wilson. So in honor of Rick, they called her Rickayla. Welcome to the world, beautiful Rickayla. And then I'm hoping, I think it's Amelie, Rickayla Amelie. They said they named her middle name after the city in St. Thomas where they found and fell into so much love with. They said like Charlotte. Is that how you pronounce it? Is it Amelie? If not, let me know. But Rickayla is for sure her first name. She was a little over 8 pounds. Welcome into the world, baby girl, and congratulations to the Wilsons. Just absolutely beautiful. That Ugh, look at that top picture. Brock is so in love with, again, being blessed with a baby girl. So congratulations. Oh, hold on one second. I get a little feedback from my friend that's coming on in just a second. So Brock and Brittany and Lucas and now Rickayla, congratulations to you. I am so thrilled and so happy for your new life with that baby girl. And I can't wait to meet her. But one of the things that I love that Brittany said that she did different this time, which is again, as you get older and learning how to speak your mind and how to own your life. She said when she had Lucas, she was obviously a lot younger. And now she was going to make sure that she limited the amount of people that could come in, that they spent hours together with their baby, that they had that alone time, that they were the first people to put the pictures out in the world, that they were the first people to announce her name, all these things that were too forced and too fast last time. And that's where she made the decision. She also said she was going to delay cutting the cord. She said that was more healthier for the baby. So all these things, I'm so proud of you, Brittany. And she's in her 30s, so she's already learning. But imagine fast forwarding 20 years to my age and all those things that I can try to teach my friendships that are 10, 15, 20 years. And even Beckett, who's only 14, we're almost what, 40 years difference from each other. And that friendship that's formed. So when you find people who want to be in your life, and that's what we'll talk about today, don't dismiss it because of an age. The same thing applies though with beautiful relationships that may form, which, speaking of the Cher show that we watched last night, she's dating somebody who was what, 30, 40 years younger than her. The whole world was laughing because they called him just a citizen instead of a celebrity. It played out of what he did, working at, well, he said he worked at a bagel shop and they all laughed at that. Who cares? You do you, you be your authentic self, and let the rest of the world laugh while you are really happy inside of your heart, right? That's it. But anyway, congratulations to the Wilsons. Marilyn says, as a season ticket owner, we purchased as soon as they were available. Well, congratulations. Can't wait to hear what you saw and what you thought of the show. Good evening, Romeo from, I believe Romeo watches us from the Philippines. Get rid of fake friends and fake sisters, which I don't like to say. Kathy says, congratulations to them. Beautiful family. Did they sing Cher's Way of Love? I love Gypsy and Dark Lady. Used to dance at the disco clubs with Take Me Home. So don't be sorry for backtracking. Relive those good memories. Rose, you got to go. I'm not going to give it away. You got to go tonight. Period. Buy tickets. Do not let the night go by without going to see it. Amen to that, Kathy says. And then lastly, before I take a break, Julie says, my daughter Amanda did the same thing. She was 34 when she had Everly. She will be 2 years old next month. They wanted to be the first to share with the world. She said, I got warned. Yes. I actually saw the baby's name from Brock's mom. I almost congratulated them yesterday, and I'm glad I didn't because I wanted them to release the pictures and give her name out, which they did yesterday afternoon. I am blessed with a plethora of friends, so much fun, so loving, no judgment zone, so in sync with each other and creating incredible memories together. Since age 4, one of her friends, another one since 19, so many more incredible women. Yeah, but be blessed whether you had them from grade school or whether you just met them within the last year. Leona says, great friendship with Marilyn when we were so young. Look, at you guys were almost simultaneously in your comments. It's hilarious. Then marriages, moving out of state, then re-upped our friendship. Oh, that's cool. Re-upping our friendship when Marilyn lost the love of her life, right? That's when you know. When you have loss, who's around you. And now we're enjoying each other with laughter and outings and the kindness we've developed for life. Oh, and in parentheses, she put, and our love for Monica. We ran into some people at the show last night and they said, oh my gosh, I didn't know about this show, but I can't wait to watch. And she said, I'm a longtime follower and I will forever be there. But the funny thing she said was, I'm not necessarily getting up at 7 o'clock in the morning, but I will watch later. And that's the thing you see across the screen again, is to share and like and follow the live stream, because I like to talk to you firsthand live and interact with you. If you can't, tell everybody on right now, Facebook, on YouTube, on Instagram, on X, and on Rumble that they can interact with us. I'll see their comments. If not, make sure that they watch it later and they get the positive message. All right, in this next half hour, we're going to talk about what it looks like to come out of friendships. She just said so well said. Thank you. Out of friendships that are fake, out of friendships that ghosted you, being okay with letting it go and letting them go. Because just imagine if you kept them in your life and how they would treat you. We're going to discuss all that. And as I mentioned at the beginning of the show, Kasia Sitarz is going to join me. You may have seen her. She was on my show many, many months ago when we first started last year. But we also have been together with Cultivating a Vision, December, January, February. April, we skipped March, but we did the very first part of April, so it kind of felt like we were still in March. And we've got the fifth installment coming for you in May. We're going to choose the date by what you say you would like it to be, Wednesday or Thursday. Kasia joins me when we return. We need women to lift women up.
Let's do that. Let's go. Being on Monica's show, it was like one of the best interviews I've ever had.
Monica's very real, and she really cares about people.
She's changing lives.
Changing lives.
I think this is just really what people want to see.
Giving back so much to the community, and I really appreciate it.
Today, Monica was extraordinarily real, not only with me, but with her viewers and her listeners.
Made the interview process like talking to a friend.
How are you doing? Haven't seen you in a few weeks.
Hey. You're close.
Monica. Whoa.
So go out in this world and be anything you want to be. But before you do that, first, be kind.
Exactly. Let's go. Let's bring her on. Good morning, Kasia Sitarz, a dear friend of mine that I met, I think we're thinking 15 years ago. And I explained to them a little bit, Kasia, that when we met, it was like a colleague, right? You came in town. I did an interview with you at Fox 2, and it could have ended there, but that was not God's plan, was it?
No. Good morning. Look at us here again. I feel like I've seen so much of you this year, and I love it.
Yes. Well, we came up with the idea to do this vision night, right? And we started it. We didn't know, was it going to have legs? Was it going to take off? Was it going to be something that we would build upon? And boy, have we. I've been so proud of the last two for sure. What have you been proudest of that we've been providing for the world?
I have been so proud to just bring our friendship together and show the realness of that. And I think because we only thought it was going to be one night, really, it was going to be one event. And I remember it like coming through and then chatting to you about it. And I'm so proud that people are so eager to continue the journey of cultivating a vision, to continue the journey of growth and being able to provide that for them. I love it.
Absolutely. Well, and that's the thing. I think if we look back at December when we started, we were going through the levels of things that you and I have been through, but knowing that the world has as well, right? It's the whole thing of relatability. And we knew girls and guys alike, because by the way, there are men and women and all ages that are in our nights. But I think, do you feel the same way? The ones that we provided in the last two, like number 3 and number 4, we really slowed it down. And when we talk about getting to the vision of your life, you have to slow down. You do have to, I mentioned, Kasia, before you signed on, I mentioned that sometimes we have to look in the past, and it's kind of like when you're watching the TV and you can pause it. Pausing in life and looking for the reset that your life is needing in order to really get to where you're going. And so Kasia and I did that in number 3, number 4. We went into a lot of slowing down. I brought you through some breath work in 3. In 4, I loved Kasia took you through cutting the cord. You want to tell them what that's all about?
Yeah, I do want to share too the last few. It is about pausing, because Monica and I can do a lot of motivational speaking. We can inspire you. And it's really up to you to take the pause to allow things to sink in, to really know what is the vision that you want to create. And so we did, yes, you took them through breath work, and then I did something called cord cutting. And these are energetic ties that you can have with friendships, with environments, with things in your past that no longer serve you, so that you can serve at your greatest capacity in this world. And so it was a meditation. We did some breath work and really just dove into energetically cutting cords off of our life so that we can kind of move into the present and into the future.
Well, and that takes us
Super
to a big
powerful.
part of what I wanted to talk about today, which is friendships that
Yeah.
have truly rooted toxicity inside of you. And you feel like, well, I've let them go. Have you? I want you all to listen to this for a second. This is a very important part of today's show. Have you really, or are their roots still stuck in you? Meaning that when you hear their name, you see a picture, there's a song that comes on the radio that makes you think of them all over again, that it still affects you, that you feel like you're sweating, that you feel this sick to your stomach. You can feel that they still have a tie to you with regards to preventing you from moving forward. Please do us a favor, because right now, if Kasia and I were on, what would happen at this point of the night, we would ask you to raise your hand. We would ask you to unmute. We would ask you to share. And that's the beauty of the nights, because it goes beyond what I do on this show or what she does on her Thrive podcast. That's us talking, maybe with a guest in our studios or just to you listening. The live aspect of my show that I love is that you actually can comment live with us. But on those nights, you speak it out. There's another thing besides typing or writing and speaking and letting it go. So what she did with cutting the cord, you cut the roots with everybody.
Yes, girl. Oh yeah. And there is an importance of that, because things, you may think that you let something go, and then as you just mentioned, all of a sudden it creeps back in. And if it's depleting you, then it's time to cut that cord.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, it doesn't serve you. You know, you and I say it a lot. In my life coaching that I do with my clients, I say, so for next week, I want you to sit down and whatever we're struggling with that we're talking about right now, I want you to tell me, how is that serving you? Because if it is not at all, then why are we keeping it around in our life? So I see a lot of you saying, yes, I need a pause to reset. Good morning, Sean. We love Sean. He's one of our newest sponsors. You would love him, by the way, Kasia. He is with Mid-America Spine and Rehab. So he's taking care of the body while we take care of the fitness side and the mind and the spirit. Marilyn, let's see. She's talking about her friendship. Again, a lifelong friendship, which I absolutely love. And some of you are like, well, I don't have lifelong friendships, but that means that maybe they're waiting for you.
Yes.
Right? That,
Yeah.
And we can't let the new people come in when it's so cluttered with the toxicity of the present or the past.
Yes. And I will add too, there's different type of relationships that we can have in our lives. There's relationships that are just toxic, and you know that. And then there's relationships that we can learn and grow from. And then there's relationships that are really celebratory relationships. And we've probably had all of them. Everybody on here have probably had, a few toxic ones where maybe you haven't set the proper boundaries around them, or maybe you've had, learning and growth opportunities in some relationships. And those are beautiful ones, because it gets you to the next level. It gets you to elevate into, okay, what do I want in my life? What kind of friendships do I want? Monica, I mentioned you sent me something in the mail and you put a note on it. And this is the friendship that I want in my life, because I had a beautiful, dear friend who passed away. She was a soul. Aw, there she is. Isn't she so beautiful?
Yes.
Look at that woman. Oh, that gives me goosebumps. And because her spirit lives on so much through myself, through the people that she touched. Oh gosh, I just see those pictures and I'm like, yes, yes, yes. Yeah. So, I mean, she was a bright, beautiful spirit of my life. And she was also one of those celebratory relationships. And so when you sent me this note on this sticky note saying, let's go change the world together, it was something really simple with hearts. It reminded me of her. And when she passed away, I remember we had this soul connection. She was a mentor, like a mother to me, like a sister. She sponsored everything that I was doing. Honestly, she was just like the biggest cheerleader. And when she passed, I often felt like I would never experience friendships like that. And I was okay with that. I was like, if I got one friendship in my entire lifetime like that, where you're celebrating each other, you're lifting each other up, you're also there in the hard times. Yep. You have commitment in the relationship, communication in the relationship, all these really great pillars of friendship. I was like, I'm good. And then Monica comes along. And although the friendship is different, there's so many aspects that are similar. It's that let's lift each other up. I remember when, if one of us, you and I, are working too much, it's like we'll send each other a voice note and be like, hey, have you checked in? Have you gone for a walk? And so we care about each other's health at the same time. And
Absolutely.
yeah, so it was really beautiful to receive that from you because it just showed me keep putting in the work of what do you want in your life, what kind of friendships do you want, and when you make room, as Monica just mentioned, they will show up. I mean, you and I connected after how many years, right?
15, right? Well, 14, I
15.
guess 14 years ago is really, and I mentioned that at the beginning if you all missed, but it's, do you have the patience to watch a friendship blossom? So 15 years ago, she and I meet through an interview. And look, I've interviewed thousands upon thousands of people over 30 years. And some of them I still know. Some of them are acquaintances. Some of them are colleagues. Some of them became friendships. Some of them, as with Kasia, we meet 15 years ago, and I don't know. God has the plan. We don't know. He all of a sudden says, "You two ready? You two have kind of been out there. You've been affecting other people's lives. Now, boom, like the rush of the ocean. I need you two to be ready." And if you think that we're done, I mean, like Kasia said, oh my gosh, no. We
I
want
got
to,
goosebumps.
I don't even know. What'd you say?
I have so many goosebumps, so many goosebumps. I got goosebumps when you're talking about the cultivating a vision and the impact that it's having. And every time we do it, there's like greater impact and there's so much vulnerability in those classes.
Yes.
And then I just got goosebumps that we are not done. I
Oh,
feel like we're just getting started.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I think that God's got this plan that's been there, and it's like, yeah, are you guys ready? And I know, Monica, like I don't think I would have been ready 10 years ago. I was flying all over the place, honestly, like way too much. I had way too much on my plate. And then I think through the things that, God puts us through as well, like I had a ruptured Achilles. I had to slow down. Concussion, as you know a lot about, had to slow down. And then it's like, oh, the pause.
Yep.
There's the pause and the, maybe it was a forced pause.
Yes.
There's the breath. And it's like, okay, what do you actually want in your life?
Well, and sometimes, and I think that's the hardest thing for a lot of people. They get frustrated because they are in, and hey, I've been there, you've been there, and let's be real with each other. Go ahead and drop a comment if you have felt the same way, that you just want to get on with your life. You're wanting to rush through. You're rushing through relationships. You're rushing through friendships. You're rushing through your personal life, your professional life, and you're like, I don't have time to slow down. And God laughs and says, well, I'm going to force you. Something's going to happen. I'm going to give you an injury. With me, what drastically, literally, I mean, you could hear it like screech, stop. I ended up having to have my foot surgery. I ended up getting in an actual accident. And it was looking at all of that saying, well, I have all these things to do. And then I smiled and thought, never mind. I hear you loud and clear, God. You want me to slow down. And one of the things I love about Kasia and my beautiful friend Michelle and my friend Julie and Dot and Todd, I mean, I am blessed with some really amazing people that have been around me through the good times and the bad. And they are the ones that will check you, everybody, to say, Monica, slow down. Monica, spend more time with your mom, with your husband, with your dogs. Monica, eat. You've been working 18 hours. You haven't even eaten yet. So those are the people that we need, right? Because they are the ones that keep us healthy. And then in turn, we've got to repay the favor.
Absolutely. And I think on the opposing side, if you feel like you're in a toxic relationship, really begin to do the work on yourself. Maybe you're not able to completely jump out of that right away. And there's some things that you need to, stabilize as far as finances or even just yourself. I would say begin with working on yourself. Hire a coach. Do something that elevates your well being. And then slowly, as you become healthier yourself, you're going to see these patterns even clearer and you're not going to want to be in that relationship. So it may become actually easier, instead of like staying in this vicious cycle. And I talked about this yesterday on my Instagram. It's like, if you're feeling super depleted, especially in relationships, we get a choice. You get to choose. Are you going to stay in that vicious cycle? Are you going to continue those habits, those routines, those patterns? Or you get to also choose, what can I do about it today in this present moment? And it starts with you. It starts with building the relationship with yourself, with God, source, higher power. Start there and then watch how things start to unfold. That's what was honestly present in my life. I've had a few relationships that were toxic. I don't blame the other person. I chose to stay there. And I also had my own behaviors that I was like, ooh, check yourself, Kasia. Like, are you showing up the way that you want to?
Well, it all starts with us. right? We have to look. I want you, and I know a lot of you are like, oh, I don't want to look in the mirror because again, you start your day with hate, self-hate. I want you to look in the mirror. First of all, we want to give yourself a compliment. You give yourself a compliment. Start with some love, but then be real with yourself. Again, the biggest thing I want you to pull out of today is to be real. Be real about the people that are around you. Be real about what's happening. Stop making excuses for the actions that other people are doing. Are they so this is happening with one of my life coaching clients, and I follow my gut instinct, and I'm just watching. I can't make the decisions for her. I can only guide her and hope that she listens. But I'm seeing some red flags by some people that are in her life, and I'm not wanting her to be hurt. It's it's instinctual for Kasia and myself to want to protect. I am absolutely the protector and I've got you. I've got broad shoulders. I'm gonna puff up my chest. Don't hurt my friends. Don't hurt the people that I love. But at the same time, we've got to look. And you mentioned a really important word, boundaries. Sometimes we have to say, look, I'm here for you. Gosh, I have said it enough. I've tried to help. Please just do me a favor and pay attention to these warning signs, because those people that are hurting you now, or may, because what I'm feeling is that there might be hurt coming in the future. I'm trying to prevent that. But if I can't, then it's God's will to say, I need them to get hurt because I need them to learn. And I know that sounds interesting for all of you to say, well, why? We don't want to hurt. But sometimes we have to. We've got to go through the pain to see where the pleasure is that's coming, the kindness that's coming.
Yeah. And at times, like people need to really do the work themselves, especially if they're stuck in like that victim mentality. And again, just chatting about this yesterday, it's like we're actually doing a disservice at times if we continue to help and help and help without setting boundaries. And boundaries are important because think about our family or people that you work with where, you know, you're not necessarily going to end those relationships. However, you get to choose how you show up and also invite them to a conversation of like, hey, this is what is healthy for me. And if they're not open to that, then you got to create some distance. I had a coach say to me about boundaries once, because I used to be like, boundary, 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 boundary. And he was like, okay, are you creating a boundary to put up walls and not let people in? Because there's a very big difference. So I was putting up walls to be like, ooh, protect my heart, right? Versus a boundary is actually an invitation to intimacy. Mm-hmm. So it's, hey, Monica, this is what is healthy for me. This is what it looks like. This is what I require in my life right now. And then you get to choose to respond in whichever way that you'd like. Right. And then that's how you see if people are constantly pushing those boundaries, which I had that in my life. And I was, trying to communicate. I had to cut those ties eventually, or again, create some space. So with even family, it's like, those are like our closest relationships, right? And they can be the toughest. Right. And so maybe for some of the listeners, they're like, oh yeah, there was my family. They're so cute too. I do love them. And there are times where it's like, I got to create some space. I got to know what I need in this. I ground myself before seeing some of my family members, right? And just having that boundary, strong boundaries around us is important.
Well, and understand that if you have what you just saw there or what you see in my show, I am always talking about my mother. I am blessed to have her as one of my absolute best friends. I am blessed that my husband is one of my best friends. And it's actually funny. I will sit there and list and be like, I'm so blessed. I've got Sally and Michelle and Dot and Julie and Todd. I could go on and on and on, all these incredible friends. I'm like, these are my best friends. And he'll go, I thought I was your best friend. I'm like, oh, you're so cute. And then I think about it and go, yeah, actually, you always hear that your partner should be your best friend because many times, and I hope that none of those names and anybody else that I haven't listed would ever leave my life. But if they would, as he says, I will always be here. I'm your soulmate. You and I are together forever through the thick and the thin and the good and the bad. That's what you want to find in other friendships. It's hard, by the way, Kasia. This is a whole nother show, by the way. It's hard when friends don't like your partner.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't it? I mean, that's something that any of you deal with that, by the way, that are dropping comments in. Do you have friends that are truly great friends, but they don't necessarily get along with your husband or your wife or boyfriend or girlfriend? Do they lash out around you, but not around them? Do they act fake? Because I'm really trying to eradicate fakeness in earth. I don't understand it. It makes no sense to me. Why be somebody that you're not or put on this mask? And then when you're over here with these other people, you're somebody completely different. And then what happens? These people talk to each other and say, oh, well, she or he, or they're not like that with me. Well, I don't know. I don't know why they're acting that way. Well, they're putting on masks and
Yeah,
we got to pull the masks off.
yeah, absolutely. It's the masks that we can wear, and just think about the world that we live in, right? There's so much on social media telling us how to act, how to be, what self care even looks like. And so it's easy to put on these masks thinking this is what we need to do to be loved. So again, it's going back and seeing, okay, if I'm putting on all these masks and being fake, then what is it about me? There could be a bit of an insecurity
Yeah,
or a protection mechanism, right? We all want to be validated. We all want to be loved. It's part of the human needs,
sure.
but it's, can you remove that mask and truly show yourself? And those are the friendships. Those are the friendships you want to keep around, where it's like, hey, this is actually me. I'm going through some muck. I'm going through some hard times, and can you still be in my corner through that? I
Mhm.
love that you talk about partnerships, because partnerships are so important. I mean, I'm 37, going to be 38, and I am so grateful for the partnerships that I've had, the good, the bad, the ugly, all of them, because they have taught me either something from the relationship, from the person, or it's actually challenged me to go deeper within my relationship with myself, to go, ooh, why am I attracting that? Now, the place that I'm at now, I'm like, the partnership, that is the most important thing that you can have besides a relationship with yourself and with God, because that I think is number one. Because even your partner, you never know. Life, can turn upside down.
Sure.
But partnership is important. Are you in a celebratory partnership? Because I know for the rest of my life, that's something that I would want to be in. Somebody who
Right.
lifts me up, celebrates me. We have each other's back and we're in each other's corner.
Well, and we say this all the time. If you're new to the show, we bring faith in a lot. My belief is God, but it doesn't matter whatever your belief is. There's no reason for us to cast stones or to hate upon each other if we don't have the same beliefs. It's really just, are we able to sit there and listen to your beliefs and not be judgmental? Open your mind and say, well, I see why you feel that way. Now, this is how I feel. Don't try to change me. I'm not going to try to change you. It was a really beautiful thing that everybody kept talking about Monday, watching the total eclipse and how everybody paused, everybody had their glasses on, everybody was oohing and eyeing together. And it was for 4 minutes of totality, everyone coming together. And we thought, well, how can we go to 5 minutes and 6 minutes and 7 and 10 and hours together where we can show more kindness in that very given moment all around the United States, all around the world? We were watching some portion of the eclipse, whether it was totality or not, and we were sharing in this beautiful moment. We need more beautiful moments together, but we've got to help create those. Anne said something very nice. She said, Monica and Kasia's class is wonderful, and I look forward to each one. We love having you there. All of you that have been, all of you that show up each time, the new people that came last time, good morning. Christy says, I have lifelong friends that are our family. Crystal says she was at our last one. She said, you two are such a force together. You, by the way, Crystal, are a sweetheart and gave us the most beautiful email about what you felt from that night. And I love it. She said she didn't even know what to expect, and she got so much more than what she expected, which is what we want. I mean, that's what Cash and I do. Josh says, lately I have been outgrowing friendships. I have had to leave a few in the dust because they don't lift you up. Some people don't belong in our future, but we were supposed to know them. Right. We were supposed to. And that's the thing. Don't discount anybody that has been in your life, whether it's months or years, and then suddenly they're not anymore, because we were both supposed to learn something from that and take it forward. It's hard though, Kasia. I know there are a lot of people suffering right now, and they're like, I just don't understand. They were my best friend. I thought they were my best friend. I can't believe that they turned on me. They just disappeared. How little did they think of our friendship to just disappear? We've all been there. I've been there. Jim has been there. We've lost friends that we thought for sure would be standing by our side for the rest of our life. And it made me so anxious, so upset for a little while, until I suddenly said, you know what? Never mind.
Yeah.
Somebody else is waiting on the other side of this path.
Yeah.
Look, Cash and I are able to spend more time together because I was able to let that go. I
Yeah.
mean, literally, if you can just let that pain get off of your shoulders, get out of your spirit and out of your heart, just understand they were for that particular time period and that reason. They taught you something, I hope. Carry that strength forward and be ready for the beautiful friendships that are waiting for you.
Yeah, and we're always changing and evolving. If you've got that growth mindset, then there are relationships that are going to come off of our life. And I want to add something too, the importance of coming together, because you mentioned the eclipse. if you feel like you're having a hard time finding friends, I would encourage go to like a virtual event or go to a in-person event. You can meet like-minded people. If you're going to an event that you feel drawn to, that's where I met a lot of people last summer. I went to the New Human event in British Columbia, and some of my closest friends now, like soul sister friends, came from that event because this was a very vulnerable, raw, real event. And my heart was like open, and we're giving hugs, we're meditating, breathing together, we're doing the work together, and being seen in that light. Oh man, it's like another level of really soul connection. And so I'd just say, go out, go do things. This is how you meet people. And I'm sure you talk about that a lot on your show too.
Well, we do, because that's the thing. If the current people or groups circles, I should say, that you're running around in are not serving you, it goes back to my question of how is it serving you, then start feeding your passion. What have you forgotten about that you used to love? Go find groups that do that. Your like-minded people are the ones who are going to serve you, because again, I'm not telling you to be the same person. It's just, oh, well, we share this together, share components of it. Do you love, like I was talking last night, Kasia, if you were in town, I would have taken you to this. We went to see the Cher show, and it was unbelievable.
Yeah.
The voices, I mean, I love music. I played saxophone, piano, I sing, I dance. I am driven to the arts. So obviously, I'm going to find people that enjoy that.
Yes.
My friend Janice, who has been in some of our Cultivating a Vision nights, I took her last night. She wasn't a friend of mine until a year and a half ago, and really even till probably the last 6 months that we've grown this friendship. So we have to get out of our own way, slow down again, and see, wow, this incredible human being's waiting over here wanting to elevate our friendship.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Love that.
Well, and I also love one of the things that Kasia said that I want you to take away from today, which is setting boundaries, not putting up walls. Setting boundaries, not blocking out the world. Okay, that's a really beautiful thing to think of. Kathy just said, thank you for the message. And I like this. Marilyn said, a Monicaism. We need people to lift people up, right? So I usually say we need women, but I'm going to say that. You're right, Marilyn. Let's just say we need men and women to lift men and women up. It's a powerful thing.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. We need those men too.
Yes, we do. All right.
Healthy men.
Well, I know Kasia has a busy clinic that she's got to get to. So here's what we're going to ask you right now. You will get more of this. And I do mean much deeper that we go on these nights. We do it from 6 to 7:30 p.m. Central, 7 to 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. And it's either on a Wednesday or a Thursday. We've done both. What I want to know is, do you want a Wednesday or do you want a Thursday? Kasia, in the month of May, what Wednesday were you not available?
So I can do, let me just quickly check.
Yes. It's your calendars, everybody. We looked at like the 8th or the 9th, right? I believe. Uh-oh. Did she freeze on me? She did. Okay. So hopefully she'll come back. I'll let you know in just a second. But for all of you, the 8th or the 9th, I think, is one of the weeks that we were looking at. Let me know if you would like a Wednesday or a Thursday. Lisa said, thank you for this awesome topic. Everybody else, I want to know, would you show up? Would you bring, by the way, your husbands, your wives, your boyfriends, your girlfriends, your brothers, your sisters, your fathers, whoever? Let me know what you would prefer. Can you believe, right as she's looking at her calendar, she freezes up? I can see her internet connection went away. So here we go. Never mind. Here, she's back. She's back. No, she's not. She froze on me again. Would you like a Wednesday or a Thursday? That's what we're going to find out. We're going to pick the date, and I'm going to ask you to look to my social media and to then look on our calendar, because we will put on the calendar which day we want to choose. Well, you froze right in a very pivotal moment.
I know. I was like, these are the dates. Let's go. And honestly, I know, Monica, you said it. Like, our nights are incredible. So I'm going to sell this right now because they are powerful. Like, Monica and I come in hot and with lots of information, lots of tools and techniques that you can do at home to really start to create the vision and the dreams that you want. It's not just about goal setting. It's what is your overall vision? And also just having the right tools to really work through day-to-day things so that you're not putting all these blocks up or these obstacles in the way of that vision.
Yep.
and that, like, you know, that ultimate goal, I guess.
Well, I think we had looked at the possibility of May 8th or 9th. There are other dates that we put in there. But what can you absolutely not do? Let's put that on the table.
Can't do the 29th or the 23rd. Thursday the 23rd. Thursday the 16th. May 16th I can't do.
Okay.
And
so why don't we look at that first week? Because again, we're coming off of the first week of April and going into May. So some people are saying May 8th. Some people are saying May 9th.
Yes.
If you have to follow your gut, what is it saying? Wednesday or Thursday?
Me?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Nobody else can talk.
Like, I'm just drinking my lion's mane mushroom right now. This is for my brain function. Maybe you a little more. Lion's mane mushroom.
Oh.
For concussions, powerful, powerful, powerful. I'm going to send you some stuff.
Please do. I need to know that. I'm drinking water, but I just grabbed it real quick. I haven't yet.
I posted all about it. So people can add me to Instagram and I'll do a post about it after. Okay, so let me drop in.
So I'm seeing Thursday. I'm seeing, Josh, she said me. What? Thursday, May 9th, May 9th. I see a May 8th. I'm feeling Thursday.
Yeah, let's just change it up.
Okay.
Let's do the Thursday. Let's go with it. Honestly, if people want to be there,
they'll make it happen.
They'll make it happen.
That's very true. You want anything in life,
yeah.
You will move mountains to make it happen.
Yes.
I'm saying Thursday because, and this is my friend checking me on it, right? You would say, well, gosh, Monica, you do a show in the morning and then you do Wet Your Whistle Wednesday and then you're coming on to the Vision. And it is a lot because we bring so much. Do I deliver for you? Yes.
Yeah.
But it's almost like, whew.
Yeah. I feel
I just ran a marathon.
I feel like that's like almost every night. It's great though. And when you're in your passion, it just feels so beautiful.
Yes.
The last thing I want to add too is if we're going to post on both of our social media, some sort of, if you sign up within the next week, Monica Adams and I will do something for all of those people who do the early bird. And we haven't really figured that out yet, but we will post about it. So as soon as you see that come up, get your ticket.
Right. And one of the things we talked about, and this is going to be incredible. I always talk about knowing your value. It's going to be incredible value of what she and I are going to give you, because it's going to elevate what you've been going through in these nights of more of a private thing with us. We're going to take you and go much deeper. It's probably going to be very emotional because we're going to take you through the steps that maybe you're not willing to let go of when you're around community and public. And we'll eventually be able to get you there. So Josh said, Monica forgot she responded yes, so no one else can talk. Anne just said, I will make it work. Exactly. So there's your breaking news. The Cultivating a Vision Part 5 will be on May 9th.
Got it.
Be there. So I will have Michelle will be able to put that up on our website. When it is available, I'll let you know. Kasia will let you know, and you'll start purchasing tickets. We can't stress it enough. Buy your tickets early, early bird pricing, because then the price will go up. So it starts at $35, well worth it for an hour and a half of incredible awakening. And by the way, if you do want to purchase 1, 2, 3, and 4, those are available. I've still got those recordings. Somebody reached out to me last night saying that they would be interested in that. Those are $10, the best $10 you're ever going to spend, because you will see the growth that we've had. Did you see Rosie the Riveters were honored yesterday? No, finally. Okay, well, go women. Go powerful women. I did not see that. Kasia, I know you're busy. I know you got to get off to your clinic. Thank you for the time that you spent with us. Thank you for your friendship and your love. You mean the world to me.
I love you, dear friend, and I'm so grateful. Looking forward to May. Let's do this.
Yay, let's do this.
Okay.
Stay around. We've got a handful of things to wrap up before we wrap up the show. All right. Love you, Kasia. See you soon.
Bye. Thanks, everybody.
Envita Health and Wellness, where you can feel your best both inside and out. Envita isn't your typical med spa. They're a multi-specialty medical spa and wellness center serving St. Louis and its surrounding areas. They have ketamine for mental health and pain, IV therapy, medical weight loss, and aesthetics treatments. As board-certified anesthesia providers, Envita can ensure that their advanced treatments are provided safely with minimal to no pain. So let Envita take care of you. Call 314-394-0950 to book an appointment.
All right, welcome back. Oh, that just cut that off really quick. So, yes, do me a favor and contact Invita Health and Wellness. They are part of what you're seeing on the screen. Medical Mondays for Ask the Doctor. You can go to Invita Health and Wellness's website. You can find out more about them. You can go to Mid America Spine and Rehab as well. And that for you is all about taking care of your body, your spine, your neck. On Monday, by the way, we will be talking about my and Jim's experience with Dr. Sean Neary, which was incredible. They had a chance to do the x-rays, and what we had a chance to look at was what had happened since my accident 2.5 years ago. You know, he's talking always about our neck, our cervical area, how it should have this beautiful natural curve in it. Did mine, did Jim's, the pain that Jim's going through, and again, having problems with his fingertips and the nerve endings. Well, we'll talk about what they can do if that's you. Migraines. Okay, what happens? Do you deal with migraines? We're going to talk about all of that. And then with Dr. Sean Neary with Mid America Spine and Rehab, we are going to discuss that component. And then with Dr. Sarah Franco with Invita Health and Wellness, we're going to discuss mistletoe therapy. And those of you or people that you know that are going through cancer treatments, it is not at all to replace your radiation or your chemotherapy, but it is to help boost your immune system to get you back to life quicker or to make you going through that be a little bit better. There's a woman that I met when I went there a week and a half ago, and she said she is in love with it. She's been going through the mistletoe therapy, I think, for the last 4 to 5 weeks. So she's going to join us along with Sarah. And we're going to talk to Sarah, by the way, about her mission trip that she's on right now. She sent me a picture of the lines of people. I think she's in Belize. And she's like, if you don't think there's a need here, look at this picture, because the picture tells it all. So we'll show that picture for you, by the way. Okay, right now, there's actually a double dose of Monica happening. So we're on still live here, but we also have our audio podcast that just dropped about 10 minutes ago with Andy Way, author Andy Way. If you missed that show, that was a powerful one. I know a lot of you like to be introduced to different books. Well, he introduced us not only to his book, but the motivation that he provides for the world. So when you get done with this, listen to that. We drop our audio podcast every Thursday. So we do have a podcast component besides our talk show. Spread the word of all of that. Okay. So when we talk about sharing the brand and sharing the love, it is telling people far and wide in states and countries away that we are providing what the world needs more of. And this topic we discussed today, I know affects so many of you. And we're going to go deeper into that because I don't want you to be held back by those that don't serve your life anymore. So right here, as you see, share and like and follow our live stream. Subscribe to YouTube. It's absolutely free. It just means that you know when we're going to come on. Tomorrow, by the way, is Friendship Friday, and that is with my dear friend, Dot Fleshman. She's one of my long timers. She's one of my day makers. She is a beautiful soul. And tomorrow, let me just give you a little introduction to some of the things that we're going to discuss. She's very big on introducing you to books that will really help you moving forward. And one of them is this. Do you see that? It says, Everything Happens for a Reason. Finding the True Meaning of the Events in Our Lives. And this is by Mira Kirschenbaum. What I want to know is, by any chance, is Mira related to Gail Kirschenbaum, who we interviewed? She and her mom, the woman that turned 100 years old. I wonder if they're related because she's in the film industry, but this is an author. Everything Happens for a Reason. And the other is Thought Revolution, How to Unlock Your Inner Genius, William Danius. That would be interesting to talk about. And then if we have time, she wanted to discuss the mapping out aspect, if we can. She said we will go into it next time if we can. But it is discussing, what did she say here? Mind mapping, about writing everything down. How many times have I told you to journal? Writing everything down between your life and your career so that you can see any trends. She says it's pretty cool. So we're going to talk about that in Friendship Friday. So we're going to do kind of a part 2 series of friendships. I'm introducing you to wonderful people in my life that I hope some capacity you'll be able to get them into your life With me and Kasia, you absolutely will have. With Dot, she could be the person that buys or sells your home. She's helping you out in this crazy spring and summer housing season. So we'll talk a little bit about real estate and then we'll talk about friendships. Okay, I told you what's coming up on Monday. On Tuesday, I'm really excited about this. We get to have a representative and doggies coming to the studio. A representative from Diamonds in the Rough will be with us, along with John and Melissa Knoll. They're with Farmers and Artisans Market. And why are we bringing them in? Because I want to talk more about what they booked me for. So we are going to be on Mother's Day at the O'Fallon, Pantera's, I'm going to call it the Pantera's parking lot right there off of Highway K. They booked us on May 12th, Mother's Day, from 10 a.m. until noon with all of these vendors. And I cannot believe how many vendors there are. Tons and tons and tons of food and drinks and music and dog rescues, opportunities for you to adopt. So with a live show, I hope to see you. I'm challenging you to bring your mama to meet my mama. Let's spend some part of Mother's Day together. Again, before church, before brunch, or after brunch. That's coming up on the 12th. We also have some live shows that we're booking that I'm super excited about. Besides, of course, the ones that we do every other Thursday, and I'll put this up on the screen for you. Positive Talk Time. That's with Yuppie Puppy Pet Spa in Cottleville. Jessica Cook and I will be back together for the final Thursday of this month. Every other Thursday we do that. So I'll be with her next Thursday. There is an opening right now for you, for your business, to bring the Real Monica Adams talk show to your business live. It can be during the morning. It could be an afternoon lunchtime show. It could be a happy hour show. We can do some bonus shows for you, as you have seen before. But wouldn't you like me to bring the show there? We can have an audience there. We can sit down. We can talk about what you've done with your business, the blood, sweat, and tears that you've had. We can talk about what you want to provide to the world. Just real talk from your business. And let me tell you, everyone that we've had so far said that their business has doubled, has tripled, has had incredible response, because again, you're seeing like-minded people come together with the same mission. So April 25th, reach out to me. Let's make it happen. If you don't own a business, but you've got an event or a fair or a festival, you want to bring it to us. info@TheRealMonicaAdams.com, and we will make it happen. May, we're booking for right now as we get into the summer, but June, people have kind of fast forwarded into June and July. Let me tell you what's coming up in June. June 6th, I believe we're going to be broadcasting live, probably happy hour time period, from Firefly Grill. I'm talking with the owner, Christy Prosser, who is an old friend of mine. Talk about friendships coming back. An old friend of mine when I was a teenager, and we used to waitress together, and I'm so proud of her. She has opened Firefly Grill in Chesterfield. We're looking at June 6th to celebrate her upcoming anniversary. June 13th is a definite. We're going to be at Sunset Overlook. Put it on your calendar. That's in Columbia, Illinois. And I've got a meeting today with Julie as we map out everything we want to do. We're talking about music. We're talking about a full-on event for their celebration of their anniversary. So we're doing anniversary shows. And then coming up in July, I've got a hold on July 11th for a possible celebration of another anniversary from Huga, which is in Lake St. Louis. So boom, 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 bringing shows all over on the Missouri side and the Illinois side. And I want to see you there. That's what's important, that you show up and you have a little fun with us. Okay. Whew, we got a lot to do, don't we? Everybody, thank you for tuning in today. I hope we opened up your soul and your spirit, even if for a little bit. I hope we talked to you and that you felt your story playing out in what we talked about today. Friendships, again, that are not serving you. I'm looking really quick over here at our Instagram comments, and somebody said, "Good morning, ladies. I've loved the Cultivating a Vision nights. You are both incredible coaches, providing practical tools that are truly changing lives." Well, thank you so much, Heather. Another one said, "Love your classes. I am drawn to them." Love that. Looking forward to May 9th. Okay, cool. I didn't want to miss anybody over there. So if you ever make a comment and I miss it, I will come back and we'll look at the comments. Thanks as always for an awesome topic. You are very welcome. And to all of you that are watching on X as well, thank you for being a part of today's show. That's to all of you. It looks like we had about 72. There's still 31 of you on right now. So remember, drop comments in over on Twitter as well, or questions for any of us, because we're looking at all of the platforms. Is there, by the way, before I wrap up, a platform that we're not on that you would like for us to be on? Let us know that, because we really are wanting to saturate the world with positivity. So Facebook, both of my pages. So that goes out to 30,000. collectively. Instagram, we got another about 3,000 there. We've got about 7,000 on X. We got to grow our YouTube. That's got about 600, a little over 600. And then Rumble, we just got on here within the last month. So is there a platform that your friends or family that are saying, hey, I wish she was on here? We have started something on Truth Social. I don't know that they do live, but we have been posting a couple of things on there, and we'll continue to do so. You just let us know, and we're there for you. And I do want to say this before I wrap up. I got an email yesterday that the new merchandise is available. So I am rolling out 2 new colors in our Know Your Value t-shirts. Pink, it looks like a really gorgeous kind of bubblegum Barbie pink, and a gorgeous teal green. Those are our newest shirts, and they will be available for you on the website, TheRealMonicaAdams.com, and it's under our products, our store. So merchandise is available to you. So you want to drink coffee with us in the morning? Know Your Value on the coffee cup. You want to proudly represent the brand? Know Your Value. T-shirts, short sleeve, long sleeve, jackets. Those are my favorites, by the way. The jackets are getting a lot of compliments. All the way in California, I have a friend who wore one, and they said, wow, that blue is beautiful. And then they said, well, who's the real Monica Adams? So she was spreading the word in California. Please continue to do that. Show it proudly. T-shirts, jackets, journals, mugs. We've got it all for you, and it's on our website, waiting for you to rep the brand and spread the world all over. I cannot wait to show you the new colors. All right, everybody, thank you so much again from the bottom of my heart for being a part of our show. Show up tomorrow for the part 2 series of friendships, Friendship Friday. We're going to be there for you. I hope you will be as well. God love you all, and go out and show kindness to another human being today. God bless you.
Envita Health and Wellness, where you can feel your best both inside and out. Envita isn't your typical med spa. They're a multi-specialty medical spa and wellness center serving St. Louis and its surrounding areas. They have ketamine for mental health and pain, IV therapy, medical weight loss, and aesthetics treatments. As board-certified anesthesia providers, Envita can ensure that their advanced treatments are provided safely with minimal to no pain. So let Envita take care of you. Call 314-394-0950 to book an appointment, or online, EnvitaHealthandWellness.com.